Well, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing great. This is my first live stream. So, today we will be talking about, that is to say, I'm going to be designing a poster from scratch. All I have is a little sketch, a little idea. And this is one of the most requested things I've had, actually, is doing tutorials, doing some kind of design process video. And I thought the best thing you can do is to just show the whole process. So that's what we'll be doing today. And I hope you guys enjoy. So we'll start right off. I always start my design process in Illustrator. That is to say, first I start on paper. As you can see here, I've already taken a photo of a sketch I made, or a couple of sketches, and imported that into Illustrator. The top sketch here actually is the very beginning of the 1 year REZTOKIA. Oh, for goodness sake, we're starting off great. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so anyway, let's get back into it. This is the tiny little sketch that is my idea for this poster today. The idea is to have a black backdrop and then have this huge golden frame in the middle with some typographical elements in the bottom, indicated by these little lines here. And it's kind of supposed to be an ironic, sarcastic attack of art and the ridiculous prices, and kind of represented by the huge golden frame. And the piece of art is actually just a tiny little white square with the word art. It's not very typographical, so I think it's going to be a bit different from my usual posts. We have a little element down here, but the main thing will probably be image manipulation and kind of making the golden frame. But yeah, that's what we'll start off with. So, first thing I'm going to do is kind of make a really rough sketch, if you can call it a sketch, in Illustrator. Just kind of as rough as possible. Set a background color. I think I'm going to go with a dark background. And we'll start off with some typographical elements. My favorite font by far is Neue Grotesque. It is free if you have a Creative Cloud subscription with Adobe Fonts. And let's go with the display version. So this is gonna be the bottom text. See how big I think I'm gonna make this. Probably not too big. Always important to have nice contrast. Let me try to make this the text version. No, it's the same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna have to probably switch out the quotations for something more simple, but let's roll with this. Thank you to the 14 people already watching. If you guys have any questions or want to know anything, drop it in the comment section or whatever the stream section comment thing is called, and I'll answer them. But anyway, so now to add some variety, let's add some small detail text. They're really nice and small. 30, 27. Now for this, we'll start off with some lorem ipsum. I usually generate all my copy with ChatGPT, believe it or not. Because, I don't know, I don't really enjoy copywriting. And, not copywriting, writing copy. And if I have like a topic, for instance, the toggle sofa, It's just a little kind of explanatory text, stuff that, you know, it doesn't have to be original. And then I can set exactly... can you repeat about the fonts? Yeah, the font is called Neuer Haas Grotesk. Hang on. I'm gonna make a little font patch here. That's the font I use for all my branding, my website, everything. It is a very, very, very close copy to Helvetica without the insane price tag. It's free on Adobe Fonts, but obviously you have to have an Adobe subscription. What am I designing right now? I'm in the very early stages of making a poster. The poster is going to be about kind of taking a stab at modern art. This is the sketch I came up with right here. It's just a huge golden frame with some typographical elements at the bottom and the top. And the piece of art is just a tiny little white patch with the word art. But right now, I just started like a minute ago, so I'm kind of sketching out what I want this to look like. Now, rough typographical elements like this, it's good if you always have 3 different elements. So right now we have a small body and a large heading. Preferably we'll have another kind of medium subhead. We'll make this the text version. There we go. Make sure that the hierarchy is decent. So let's add some small little elements. I've been designing for 3.5 years, I think, pretty much. I started off when I was 12. My dad got me into it, actually. He wanted me to design a logo for his business, or his kind of... Yeah, his business, I suppose. And yeah, I got the 7-day free trial of Adobe Illustrator, and the rest is history, as they say. So this is too big. Now, to balance this out, we definitely need some elements on this side. So this is the design file for the Creative Ecstasy poster. And this kind of logo asset bar here is really useful to add some small, quick detail. Let's place this. Yeah, my age is 16. I actually just turned 16. I've actually had a couple of comments saying you've been 15 forever, or it's 15, you know, I've always been 15. That's actually because I started this account just before I turned 15. And the green poster celebrating the 1-year anniversary was just like 2 weeks or a week ago, so there you go. That's why I've been 15 for a year. Golden ratio, that's a really good question. Yes, I do absolutely use the golden ratio. I think the golden ratio has been proven. It's proven in nature. And actually, I have an example. My last poster, the poster I did the test stream on with 0 viewers. Jesus, what am I typing here? Instagram.com, there you go. I use the golden ratio. This poster is split into this 4 space grid, and the ratio between the top section and the bottom section is the golden ratio, and the left section and the right section is the golden ratio. That, for instance, is one instance of me using the golden ratio. This poster format is the golden ratio. Let me find another example. So is this, and actually the split between this top section and the bottom section of typography is also the golden ratio. Yeah. How you feel actually having guaranteed good future in graphic design? I don't really know what you mean. Because I don't think there's any good future in graphic design, to be honest. And this is gonna sound really weird, since I've invested thousands of hours into graphic design. But with the uprisal of ChatGPT and Midjourney and all other AI, I think my job, or the graphic design job in general, it won't last another 10 years. That is why I'm putting all my efforts into developing sustainable businesses around graphic design and not only offering graphic design as a service. I think that is vital. Otherwise, you're gonna be fucked pretty much if you don't do that. "24 viewers, thank you all very much." So this is me knocking out the rough typographical layout. Obviously, nothing of this is remotely final. Paper texture. Paper texture, it depends. Sometimes it's real and I print out the poster, and other times it's in Photoshop, usually with screen and multiply blend modes, and just a simple paper texture. Nothing fancy there. Let's try some kind of 3-column split, maybe. Oh, maybe just not enough. Which application do I use? I'm currently using Adobe Illustrator, and for finalization, texturing, coloring, pretty much I use Adobe Photoshop. Krasse Stimme für 16 Jahre. Moin alle Deutschen hier im Chat. Was geht? So, now that I have the rough typographical, I think it's time to block out roughly what the golden frame might look like. Have I ever hit a slump? Yes, absolutely. I think every creative has. I used to have them constantly. I would only work when I had inspiration, and I would have huge creative lows. But I think the key to that, and what I've learned the past, well, pretty much my entire life of making things, is that you just have to do it always. Like, even if you have no inspiration, motivation, you just have to do it. And then once you do it, once you make something, it'll come naturally. You know, motivation. What's the quote? Motivation follows action, or something like that. I forget. So this is supposed to be the golden frame. Obviously, we'll find an image to go in its place. But, whoa. Just for now, let me actually try and do some kind of at least basic way of making this a bit more ornate. So let's see if I can't make something that is kind of gonna give you an impression of what this might look like. So this is the idea, is to have a huge golden frame and then just a tiny little canvas that says art. Where do I get my inspiration from? Well, interesting. My ideas, like the content of my poster, is rarely gathered from Pinterest or Behance or the typical inspiration platforms. But in general, for visual inspiration, I do sometimes use Pinterest, but usually I use Pinterest to curate ideas and not find them. So I have an idea and then I search up for similar things on Pinterest to kind of see what I like and what I don't like. Then Instagram, I follow a lot of very, very good designers on Instagram. Very occasionally I use Behance, but usually it's Instagram and Pinterest. So I don't know if presentation mode will register on the stream, so let me test this. If you have a black screen now, then it's broken. Do you remember how you learning to design posters at first time? In the beginning, when I started designing posters, well, in the very beginning, stuff like this, I think this was my third or fourth poster. It was pretty much a direct copy of a poster by Mason Reith on Instagram. And a lot of things are very heavily inspired or copied. And also, before I started designing posters, I kind of had the fundamentals of design and typography down. So that gave me a baseline that really helped me. That's another project. Yep, you have a black screen. Okay. Unfortunate. I'm sorry. Usually when you go into presentation mode, you just see a black screen and the poster on top. So I guess that just doesn't render in the screen. Anyway, so this is a rough sketch, or as far as you can call an Illustrator design a sketch. Now I'll duplicate my artboard here. Start off with a blank slate. Now, to find images of golden frames, oops. I'm gonna use Pexels or see if I can't find other free resources. Okay, Pexels doesn't really seem to work. That's a bummer. But I suppose we can get away with using some generic images and then just modifying them. Am I a graffiti writer? You could probably call me a toy in that case. I love the graffiti culture, and I have done some small things, but definitely Definitely nothing in the realm of anything, I suppose you could say. Animated posters. Yeah, I animate my posters in Photoshop, which is not what you should do, probably. But in cases like this, if you look at what's happening here, you have things flashing, right? Which isn't even motion design, it's just stitching together images. So then you have something that rotates, which is literally one single keyframe. And then you have something that slides from top to bottom, which is also one keyframe. So I am by no means an animator or some kind of a motion designer. Yeah, so I use Photoshop. You should probably use After Effects though, if you are serious about motion design. So, golden picture frame. Ooh, see? Already. We can definitely use something like this. And it's even a PNG. With a black background. You can't copy PNGs from the web, actually. Which sucks. And not even from there either. Wow. Vintage fancy picture frame. See, yes, now this is already taking shape. Very nice. With this in place, you can definitely get a better idea of what I'm aiming for here. It's kind of, if you get that moment of, oh yeah, this might actually work, probably one of the best feelings you can get. Because it's always a risk. That's to say, not a risk, but you never know if an idea will work out. I have so many failed poster ideas, you wouldn't believe me. So, I wish I could show this in presentation mode. I'll try one more time, maybe if I move this around. Maybe we'll get it to render in. How is the eye animated? I'm actually considering doing a stream on that alone. It is unbelievably simple though. Like unbelievably simple. You search up eye blink on YouTube. Download the YouTube video. Then I went into Premiere Pro and did a basic stabilization. I imported the footage into Photoshop, camera raw filter, and then a threshold. And a threshold basically converts any video, image, anything into just black and white. With just like pure black and pure white. And then you can do with that whatever you want. The stream is making you calm. Ah, it's perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. Chill, design vibes. You can work along with me. You can enjoy my weird nasally voice. No, I'm just joking. Ooh, okay. What about this orientation? Or are we gonna be sneaky? We might actually just be sneaky. Nobody will notice, right? We're just a bit sneaky. So, this is looking fabulous, if I do say so myself. I love the contrast here, but you know me, I have a huge obsession with black and beige. So, why don't we keep that tradition going and make that beige? Although in this case, I might actually go one of the yellow beige tones that you can find in the poster. Not too much. It should be pretty dang near pure white. How about this? That is too yellow. So it's very bright or saturated. How about this? Okay, that's pretty good. Not a fan of this. Which Windows version do you use? I use Windows 11. I recently got a new PC and I upgraded to Windows 11. Yeah. There's really no need to at this point, I think, but probably the most important Windows 11 feature is that Intel Unison works. Now, Intel Unison allows you to link your iPhone and your Windows PC, so you can basically AirDrop, use messages on your Windows PC, which is great because I'm always transferring videos over. So it's time to find another golden frame, because so far this is not enough. How about another vintage frame that matches this? Something square. This. So, I'm gonna show you a trick I learned very recently. This is even an iStock photo. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is just to test the theory anyway. If you want to mask out something really quick in Adobe Illustrator, we click image trace, then you go to the image trace options and pull the threshold up to more until you just have everything you want in your mask just before the whole screen turns black, like this. Then you can hit expand. Actually, before you do that, go into the advanced option, hit ignore white. Take this expand. I'm gonna ungroup it. I'm gonna take this, Control X. Then I'm gonna go back as far as the original image. Come on, maybe I went a bit overboard. Oh. Redo, and another redo, and now you can Control Shift V, select the image below, and then hit Control 7, and you have a near perfect mask. RAM and storage. Storage isn't really an issue because our family has an external server, and I use that for storing most of my large files. As for RAM, I have 32 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz RAM. So as you can see, the colors doesn't really match. And really quick thing, if you already have the mask, isn't a problem downloading without a license. We use Unsplash, etc. Yeah, exactly. I am going to probably find free images. This is just to test the theory at the moment. And also, if you're heavily modifying images, which you could consider that I am, but I would probably find free images as well. This is just to test the theory. And also, because I don't really want to bore you guys with image hunting, so I might actually do that after the stream as well. But yes, you are right. You should always find free imagery. So, I just duplicated the masked shape on top of the frame, gave it the color of the other frame. Now we can set this to color or multiply, for instance. You can go and check, see. what looks right. So I think I'll do color. Drop the opacity just a bit. And see, that fits right in. Perfect. Will I save the stream? Yes, I will probably. That is to say, yes, I will. You can view it afterwards if you wish to do so. How about... Ooh, it's even a PNG. Super small, though. And we need square ones. So... what are other good free imagery sites? Because I've tried Unsplash, they really don't have a lot of options except this. Which I suppose that is something you could use. Wasn't there another one called Pexels? Pexels, yes. Best free stock photos. Oops, why am I typing Google? Gold, there we go. Gold picture frame. Sponsor iStock. Yeah, iStock has everything, but these free sites, they kind of only have aesthetic imagery. I do not have an iStock subscription, so... PNG tree. Free pick works sometimes. Great, I'll try those. Oh, hello. Here we go. This seems like there could be something. This could actually work. Download Go Premium. Of course, they're all premium. Okay, okay. We have to go free. Okay, there's still some good options. Thank you for the free pick suggestion. This could actually work very well. Right. Now that I know there are some good free images, I will proceed with the ones I already have and probably switch them out later, just because I think it's a bit boring to watch me search for good images. But yeah, there's some good stuff here. This one here is fairly square. We'll just copy this. Doesn't have to be high res. And we'll give it a really quick mask. What am I making? I am designing a poster from scratch. Started off with this sketch, then this block out of my idea, and now this as the midway or beginning stage of the design. You would probably need to pay him a lot. Oh, did somebody ask? Can you design a logo named by IDS? Yeah. I mean, I accept paid commissions. Hit me up on my website, REZTOKIA.com. So, there we go. Quick mask. Control 7. Done. Fits almost perfectly. Color matches as well. Perfect. What software? Adobe Illustrator. I think somebody answered that already. Great. So, you guys think we should go one more frame deep? I think we should go another frame deep. The more the merrier. Just had that one. That's the same. Is it the same one? Yes. I think that's again the same one. They don't have a lot. The other one was PNG tree. PNG tree. PNG tree. PNG tree. Whoa. Okay. There's a lot of options here as well. Starting to look spicy. Thank you very much. Yeah, at this stage it's always the most fun to design because you have the constant feedback loop of the design is looking good and it's looking better every time you do something. I think the beginning is the most tough, definitely. When you're just starting out and you don't know if the idea will work yet, that's a real battle sometimes. So I don't think there's a lot here. Okay. Next, oh, there's more. There's more. Look at this. How much do I earn from designing average month, for example? It depends so much. It's only recently that I've been making making some money from graphic design. So average month, oof. I mean, it's so project dependent, right? I would say it's around $1,000 bucks, 1,000 euros on average. Probably shouldn't say stuff like that, but it's very project dependent. I only take on very few projects. So that can vary hugely from month to month. And yeah. There really isn't a lot more here. How about this? Super simple, but it has a bit of retro tang to it. This gold and black combination is great. I love it. Something I actually have not done as a color combination on my account yet. Do I have these selected? What's going on? So, last frame. Obviously, we'll mix all of these in Photoshop to make them look like they're the same thing and not this super weird stretched tragedy that is happening here. Better than, yeah. I am extremely lucky and very privileged. That's true. It is crazy to think about stuff like that. Yeah, I am just unfathomably lucky. Also lucky to have found something I'm good at so early on. Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, guys. Have I considered using Facecam? I have considered it, but I consider myself to be very ugly. Not that it bothers me, but I don't know why you would want to look at my face. I think it would just detract from the visual aestheticness of my stream. So this, I might actually make this not have quotation marks. And for the sake of it, let's try something crazy here. Highly illegal. And we definitely need some margin. How minimal the last frame is. Yes, absolutely, you're right. I will most likely be switching these images. But I don't know. I feel like I am still definitely in the roughing out stage. The kind of refinement stage will come later, but maybe I'll try to really quickly find something just a tad bit better. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty boring for you guys. I don't know if I've already used that one. I feel like this is always there. Anyway, yeah, I'll deal with it later. So, let's try to go into presentation mode again. See if the stream renders it this time. So, this is midway stage. At this point, I've roughed out the design. I know that the idea works. I know that, yeah, that I'm gonna go through with this design. And now it's gonna be on to copywriting and refining the layout, refining the typography. Obviously, this stuff here is all very rough sketches. The text off-white style, like art and use Helvetica, it'll look insane. Yeah, it is. I mean, this is pretty much Helvetica. And the quotation marks, you're right, those aren't off-white style, but other than that, this is already Helvetica. Pretty much. It'll be sick, yeah. So I get what you mean. But let's have a look. See? That is very, very similar. But we could try. Oh. Nah. Just doesn't work. ChatGPT and text. Yeah. ChatGPT. I don't really want to get into the whole AI discussion because it's such a deep topic and such an intense thing. But my consensus out of the whole situation is you have to take its side. You have to side with the enemy in quotation marks. Otherwise, you will be just steamrolled over. So learning how to write good prompts, using it, trying to implement it as much as possible. That's going to be the key now, because it is going to determine the industry later on. And you really, 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 really have to be on board with that. Otherwise, you're going to be, yeah, you're not going to have a great time. Yeah, all caps. I agree. It's much, much better. What language? I use English, just because English is the language of my entire account. My entire brand is all English. So, next stage, new artwork, artboard. Let's get rid of all of this. Delete it. So, the gridding stage. Control R. Let's get the rulers going. So, I'm going to set some basic properties. 6 is too much. 6 might be good. 5. Yes, I am going to save the stream. Yeah. To print out designs. I use my dad's cheap office printer. Yeah, it works for me. I mean, most of the time, when I'm printing out my designs, I'm not looking for quality. Actually, I'm looking for the opposite. I usually want the printed kind of printer texture, and the worse the quality, the better, actually. So that's kind of a benefit. Now we'll put some basic info in these top things, most likely. So deep talk music, great question. It is a combination of both. Sometimes I film along the way, but in most cases it is afterwards. So hang on. Where do you want to go? XD. Just copying the REZTOKIA TM. Discord. Yeah, I've considered doing that, and I've also been asked a couple of times before. But I don't know. I genuinely do not have the time to manage, let alone contribute to a server or to a project like that. And if I were to do it, I would just want to do it properly. So it's probably not going to happen. If you know, you probably don't know, Ben Burns. Let me actually search this up. Is a designer, and this is partly where I got the idea to do these streams from, because he did a bunch of these live streams for his design of his website, very similar to this, and he also has these kind of chill, just design vibes, and he has a Discord server. Let me see if I have the link, if I can get the link. He's a designer, and he has a Discord server. So yeah. Hang on, I might be in the Discord as well. I just find the link somewhere. Maybe it's in this community, channels about everything else. Yeah, join my Discord. So if you want to have access to a great design Discord community, unfortunately it's pretty much dead, but you can ask questions. There's a huge amount of very big and quite famous designers in there, at least in my space. I can share this. There you go. You can pop in there. How long did it take you to get used to Illustrator? Hard to say, because Illustrator was the first graphic design program I ever learned, so it was just a natural learning curve, so to speak. My design skills, yeah, dropping design skills while live with the face cam, I don't know. I don't think you guys would want to see my face. So, back to this design. We started off with our sketch. We did our very rough idea generation. We refined that idea, and now we're in the final stage of refinement. And again, I might consider using the golden ratio. Whoa, wrong tab. Hang on, let me reference that. Nope, I will not. It is not the proper application for this project. So let me block this out. Roughly. While recording? Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like it's that way for me. How did I come up with the name REZTOKIA? Or REZTOKIA, REZTOKIA. It's such a dumb story. It's unbelievably dumb. I used to listen to a lot of UK drill a couple of years back. And there was this one song. Actually, I might actually just do a quick detour. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me find this real quick. So this song in the very end.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Like it, Spotify, baby. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Hang on.
That was own brand. You already know the vibes, baby.
1 second.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Like it, Spotify, baby. Thank you, everybody.
Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. It's some here.
That was own brand. That was own brand. You already know the vibes, baby. Subscribe to the YouTube. Like it, Spotify, baby. Thank you, everybody.
What? Where is it? Hang on. This is so stupid. Oh yeah, here. This is so stupid. Hang on. It's right here. It's right here.
Can't lie, bruv. I just spent like £12 on Sainsbury's brand rum, and I'm feeling fucking fantastic. It's feeling crazy. REZTOKIA.
Do you guys hear that? REZTOKIA. It's right there. It's so dumb. And that REZTOKIA got stuck in my head so badly. And it evolved to REZTOKIA, originally with an S. And then I checked the usernames for that, and then S was taken, so now it's a Z. and now it's REZTOKIA. But guys, come on, it's not UK drill. I asked ChatGPT to find a definition for REZTOKIA, like an etymology, and it gave me something so good. It gave me a res, which is thing, and it gave me tokos. A res, I think, was Latin, and tokos was Greek or something like that, and that actually means thing birth. REZTOKIA means thing birth in like Latin and Greek, and that's like creation, like thing birth. That is honestly amazing. I mean, I could not have come up with a better etymology for that. So yeah, now it's REZTOKIA, a completely unique combination of letters, which has like a fancy meaning, and it's the dumbest story that ever existed to get that username and that brand identity. It's so stupid. I love it though. I mean, yeah. And it's just available everywhere. I have not had an instance where that word existed online. So it's probably going to remain my brand name forever. REZTOKIA. Great. That's great. So anyway, I've done this basic grid just to determine make sure that all of this is spaced out correctly. Now I kind of want to make sure that this space in between is completely square. Come on, there we go. Just for aesthetic purposes. Oh, perfect. So now we have a grid. Now we're going to work on some more typography. I want this to be super nice, high contrast. So maybe up the size. Art. And while we're at it, why don't we expand this? And we go with let me find the original off-white. Top 3 UK drill rappers right now. I do not listen to UK drill anymore. I've kind of developed a love-hate relationship with it, and right now I'm hating it. I just listen to it too much. And yeah, so now I listen to a lot of things, but the majority is 90s hip-hop, underground stuff, as far as you can call it underground. The Wu-Tang Clan, MF Doom, all that good stuff. I have had an insane amount of luck on Instagram. I think people don't really realize how much of it is luck. Not luck that the algorithm favors me, but luck that I was able to create reels that kind of generated perfect, that generated a lot of interactions, and those interactions obviously push a reel crazy. The more people comment, the more people like. And there is kind of a secret to the success as well, or not really a secret, but I mean, guys, like, you know the format. Hey, I'm a 15-year-old designer and I made this, blah, blah, blah. And although it is kind of cringe and I kind of hate it myself, that really drives the engagement nuts. Just because, like, people are so shocked, and then they comment and comments and likes, and that fuels the algorithm, and then that just spirals. And the more people like, the more people view it, it just goes forever. But yeah, once you get those couple of reels that go crazy, boom, you got the Instagram fame, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's definitely the juncture between my age and my skill, which is what people find interesting about my account, and that's what gets the high engagement. Yeah, so grid. We definitely want to add a secondary grid. Or not a secondary grid, more margins. So 2, 3. Maybe just oh, guys, I forgot the music. There we go. Yeah, great to hear that, Epic Donut. Yeah, that's one of my goals with the account in general, is to inspire as many people as possible to chase their dreams, chase creative ecstasy, as I like to call it, the feeling of creating something and then loving what you created. So yeah, go after it. Just always try to be better than the turning into some kind of motivational speaker now. I would say quality over quantity when it comes to short form content. Yes, I would say that. I should definitely be posting more reels. I'm doing it way too infrequently. But that's also just because I sometimes find it extremely annoying. You know, seeing the same kind of video over and over again from people that are just reusing the same exact format and the same exact everything just a million times just to get their stuff out there. I just find it super annoying. I mean, I did it in the beginning as well. But when I make a reel, I usually try to provide some kind of value. And I'm also trying to up the cinematography every time. For instance, a super unnoticed reel I posted where I showed the design process of my poster. I really tried to put a lot of work into the editing and especially the end sequence there. But yeah, I would say quality over quantity, because if you get that one reel that really smacks, like I did a couple of times, you're set. So yeah. Yes, Adobe Creative Cloud is expensive, but what a lot of people don't realize is if you can sign up as a student, you get the whole thing for free. Not for free, that would be crazy. For only $20 or something like that a month, and you get 50 programs, which is it's actually quite a good deal. So while I'm at it, I might as well try and find some free. I mean, where is this from? Maybe this is something that's just free. Free printables. Well, whoa. Hang on, this is perfect. These are free, right? I mean, you can't blame me for doing something wrong if they have free on the page like 5 times. Is that, yeah, it's $20 per month. I mean, I would highly advise you invest in that because it is the industry standard, and the earlier you start with that, the better, because it's going to be expected from everyone, and it just is the best. Like you have the most tutorials, you have the most everything. So that's actually free. Perfect. And then I can use this, but I don't know if round would suit. Although it might add a very nice contrast if we have a round picture frame. So I'll take it.
The electricity shall not be passed through your body until you are dead.
Oh god. Nope. So I might use this as the very last frame. Some round stuff. Have I tried screen printing my posters? No, but I would so love to do that. I don't know if you know the guy. What's his account called? I forget. Let me see. Oh, right here. This guy, one of my favorite Instagram designers. He has access to this like amazing screen printing studio. I mean, look at this. This is like paradise for me. This is so cool. So I haven't tried it, but I would love to. I'd love to get my own screen printing rig, and I think that's something I'll invest in the future. How did I come up with my logo? That's actually a great question, because it is, yeah, it's actually super simple and one of the most basic strategies for logo design. How do I illustrate this in a visual way? So I'll take some text. My name is Philip Liam Rempel, the initials of which are PLR. So what I did when I was 8 years old is I went like this. And this turned from this, basically, PLR, to this, which turned to this. And there you go. That's the logo. So yeah, it's my initials stacked on top of each other. Yes, the stream will be saved, yes. Oh, that's nice. Good for you, man. That's great. So yeah, that's the backstory of my logo. It's my initials stacked and simplified. So we have this picture frame. Let's see if there's another one. Oh, there we go. Perfect. This is literally the jackpot.
Why is it that we creep?
What is DS? Am I missing something, Damien? You are yeah. I mean, yeah, probably because of REZTOKIA and the R. I mean, it fits for both, but my brand name used to be, or my brand name for the longest time, it used to be PLR Design, and I just kept the logo because, like, yeah, it fit And yeah, hopefully it will always be my logo and remain a timeless one forever. So it's a bit similar. Might want to think of stacking a different frame in there. Just round ones again. Maybe something more ornate. Let's see what this is. These are frames, just like for purchase. Are eBay images licensed? You think? I mean, who would care, right? Can you use stock photos on eBay? I don't think anybody will ever care, right? So let me maybe go to ebay.com. That might be a great source. For some images. Right? Because who cares? Okay, we have to go to inspect. Whoa! We have our image span. Come on. Hang on. Span. Div. H2. Another div. Where's the bloody image container? This is stupid. I get my fonts from mainly from Adobe Fonts and just from the rest of the web. I'll search something up. Yeah. Yeah, if not, they won't find out. Yeah. It's not personal use because I will probably sell my posters eventually. Like printed versions. Oh, might have unlocked it here. Oh, there we go. And it's 3.8 by 5.8. You've got to be kidding, my son of a bludger. This is stupid. Why can I not get this bloody image? Okay, maybe it's not gonna work with eBay. Okay, back to the drawing board. Back to free pick. Which free pick images? Which were the free pick ones? I think quite sure that this one is a free pick one. There's a Chrome extension that allows you to download all images on a website. Ooh, okay, that sounds interesting. Do you know the name? I guess I'll just search it up. Suppose it is one of them, but maybe I'll just search here. Image downloader. Probably the one with the most reviews, right? Yeah. Featured. Suppose this is the one. Yeah, image downloader, yeah. I'll take it. So, how do we do it? Grab an image. Best one here. Now, how does this work? Oof. There we go. I'll open it in a new... yeah. They're tiny because it's just the preview image. And then you hover and you get the full-size one. But for some reason, the image downloader won't pick that one up. Or maybe I'm stupid. Oh no, here we go. Although I don't know... might work. I mean, this one isn't the nicest quality either. That actually might be a problem. But with enough grain and with enough noise and paper textures, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. So, great. We have another one. Probably gonna have to modify this one though, because it's not square. Might have to find square frame. Vintage gold wood. Come on, give me a top-down people. Okay. I mean, I might just be able to get away with just taking random images off the internet, because at the end of the day, who is going to care about some kind of golden frame JPEG, PNG? Make sure they're high res. So this one is free. I just need some... As a matter of fact, why I might actually have enough already. This one was free as well. So take this one. Wait, was that one free? Yes, that one was free. Quite sure. Now this one is obviously also going to be a challenge, because it's not square and it is very much out of whack. Yeah, see, I'm doing image hunting and I lost 5 viewers. Yeah, exactly. Some kind of grandma is gonna call me and tell me, hey, stop using my image, that's my image. I mean, also this random shop website, they're not gonna care. They just care about making the profit. And this might just be what I need. Rotate left. Yes, but you'll see that my end goal is a square image in the middle, so it won't really serve any purpose. And this might still just be lacking the dramatic effect I'm going for with just the ultra huge golden frame. So, the quality, okay. Loading, that's good. This is nice quality. Perfect. Now we're gonna do the little hack again, image trace. Going into here. Threshold up. Ignore white. Expand. Control X. Y. Control Y. Z for the most of you, but I have my shortcut on Y. Control Shift V. Select both and go Control 7. Boom. Quickest way to do any kind of mask in Illustrator. Yeah, image hunting is part of the process. Yeah, but unfortunately it's a boring part of the process. But I'm almost done, and the most exciting phase is gonna start, which is mixing in Photoshop, where everything really starts coming together. One of my favorite parts, actually. Just gonna be cheating just a tad here. Trying to get this more square. Because I live in Germany and I have a German keyboard where the Y and the Z are switched. So my Y is in the same spot as your Z or Z. So that switched for me, which is one of the most annoying things of owning a German keyboard. How I remove the white background. Okay. Let me do one last run through of this. You have an image. Now, if you select an image in Illustrator, you'll get this up here in the top bar. You get the image trace button. Now, if you click this, it's going to try to trace the image as perfectly as possible. But in our case, we want everything to be selected except the white. So in the image trace window, you can use the threshold to get rid of almost everything except the white. You have to be careful though, because otherwise you'll overdo this. So something like this. And then once you have this, you can click ignore white, so you just have the part you want to keep. Click the expand button. Now you have a vector. Now I'm going to go Control X, so copy and delete. And I'm going to undo my previous stages till I'm left with just the image. For that I have to go through all the image tracing optimization I did, which is really... Oh, there we go. And then I go Control Shift V to place the vector on the same spot. Now I have the vector over top of the image. And if I select both of those, I can create a clipping mask where the image will clip to the vector. And something's broken. I do not know why. That is weird. For some reason, it doesn't work with this image. Okay, what the heck is going on? This is actually super weird. Okay, what? Vorführeffekt, ja, in der Tat, es ist so. Ich weiß gerade selber nicht, was los ist. Hey, and there's the German. So I'm gonna try just to simplify this. Hang on. I know, maybe. What I did is just ungroup it so I only have one shape. There we go. And as you can see, I was a bit too dramatic with the threshold, so you have some of the shadow areas as well. But yeah, that's the basic tactic. Hey, the white wrist, yeah. That would be crazy with the Control Y. In what school? I'm in a standard German high school. What keyboard and mouse am I using? I'm using the most generic, basic office keyboard and office mouse there is. I could get a different keycaps and a different mouse, but unfortunately I live in Germany, where people use Akzente, little dots above O and U and A, and I have to still type German on a regular basis. So I need those keycaps, those keystrokes handy. But yeah, eventually I am a huge fan of mechanical keyboards of any description. Actually, this is my wallpaper. And eventually I'm going to get a really nice mechanical keyboard. And I will get an English keyboard in that case. So, obviously this looks like shit. All the frames look like crap. They're not cut out properly. They don't look like one frame. And once we have the typography sorted, we will go into Photoshop and make all of this look beautiful. How come I'm doing the arranging stuff in Illustrator before Photoshop? Just because typographically, for layouts, for designs, for posters, Illustrator is just much better. Now, I know some people who do all of this in Photoshop. I don't know how they do it. Working with text is like a billion times easier if you're in Illustrator. So I copy stuff over once I'm in Photoshop, and it works pretty well for me. A Dutch person? No. I probably wouldn't be able to understand. Yeah, although they're pretty similar languages. So guys, your input. What typography or what should we put in this frame? Should it be art? Should it be the same text? Should it be something else? Should it be something comical, something ironic, or Comic Sans? Yeah, see, this is art. No, but I couldn't do it. I mean, who would want to hang this on their wall? The Mona Lisa. Yeah, but that's kind of the opposite of what I'm... Oh, well, kind of. But the point is of making fun of art, right? The huge golden frame to compensate for the terrible art. That's the deal. And the Mona Lisa, like, it's not terrible art, right? So, kind of defeats the purpose. And this way, it's like, it's open for interpretation if it just says art. I don't get it. Why does it move it? Hang on. Oh, no. Bored ape. Goofy. Comic Sans. The background of art should be a black color. Yes. But that way I think it'll just feel like it's an empty frame sitting on top of the poster. And I kind of want to make the thing feel like it's a canvas, like it's part of the frame. But I'm open to suggestions. How about we try it out? Come on. What is it doing? No, that's the image. There we go. See what I mean? It does look better, but this way it doesn't look like it's something that's actually inside of the frame. Maybe a vinyl? The NFT idea. Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. Yacht Club. Yeah. But I don't feel like people would realize, and yeah, I don't know. It's not very timeless. And these posters are supposed to be hung up in people's homes, right? And this will pass over like everything else. So I kind of wanted to be a bit more, yeah, timeless and open for interpretation. So comedian. Oh, the banana. Isn't that the banana? Yeah, I think this is the banana. Yes. I I actually love this. It's not art, but I think it's hilarious. Then again, it might be licensed, although I don't think it is. And again, this is, although, yeah, well, again, it kind of is beside the point because this, that's hard. Okay, I'll consider it as an option for sure. But kind of where I'm sourcing inspiration. Yeah, exactly. So something unspecific that is open for interpretation is probably going to be the best thing to have. I think, to be honest, I'll just stick with art. Remove the quotations because that's, yeah, art. And then I might consider making it like a painting or just like a hand-drawn text. And then make like the background a canvas so that it's actually like an artwork or like an artwork. I think that's the best option. So now to the most exciting part, ChatGPT. We're gonna go and have a look. Let me get rid of some tabs. Right. The best unspecific thing is literally... Ooh. Actually, I didn't consider that. Just a blank canvas? Is that something? Is it? I think I'll decide at the very end. For now, let's write some copy. So first, what I do is I select one paragraph of text. Although I might change the paragraph the way these are. How much text there actually is. So let's test this out. Let's actually make a large text block so we have a lot to play with. Let's break this up into some columns. Let me make 4. Hang on. Perfect. And we'll make this a bit smaller and also a lot smaller here. ATR, yeah, to make it fit better into the circle. Yeah, but I don't think it would work because the lower part would still be empty in that case, but I'll give it a shot. Yeah. I get that it's more vertical, but in this case, it just feels stupid, you know? Defeats the purpose, less legible. Upside down. Are you doing these lives more often? Yeah, probably. I'll probably decide after I'm done with this one and see how much I got done in the time compared to how much I would get done without the live stream. And also how many people watch it afterwards. Total art, oh! Ah. I get it. Yeah. Probably not. Because when I go into Photoshop, I'm probably going to make sure that this is a completely perfect circle. And in that case, it doesn't matter. So how does this look? Maybe bring this down to the baseline. Maybe make this grouping a bit smaller. Art. Are you guys seeing this display mode? Yeah, so more typographical elements. So, exactly. Now, once I have the lorem ipsum, I can copy this. And then I can do just a simple command, 99. Write 100 words. Now we kind of have to give it a bit of topic on how this is gonna get a bit more in the weeds. Do we want to go about how overpriced art is, how worthless art is art even art? What do we tell it to write? That's the question. Hello, somebody home? So, yeah, that's good. More about the artwork than the art. More about the artist than the artwork. Okay. Art. So I just told it a bit about what I want to have and how it's supposed to sound and how many words. And let's see. The evolution of art over the centuries has been marked by a shift in focus from the artwork itself to the artist behind it. In contemporary times, modern art has become more about the artists and their ideas rather than the skill and craftsmanship that was traditionally valued in art. This change is a reflection of modernist attitudes that emphasize originality, experimentation, and individual expression over tradition and established techniques. Contemporary art has become a space for artists to showcase their... Yeah, but this is in a positive light. And also, this is not 100 words. So, ChatGPT failed me. Let's try this again. I have to be a bit harsher with the good fellow. Okay, dear God, my spelling. So let's try this again. Modern art is an insult to the great artists of the past who spent years honoring their craft. The focus on the artists and their ideas has led to the decline in the value of traditional skills and tech. Ooh, this is good. Contemporary art is all about shock value and gimmicks, with little regard for the beauty of meaning of artwork. That is good. The emphasis on presentation, the spectacle over the skill and craft, disgraceful departure from the principles of true art. It is time for artists to stop hiding behind their ideas and start producing work that are aesthetically pleasing and demonstrate their mastery. It's good, but it's too harsh. It's too much that it's telling people what to do. So yeah. Too preachy. Oh, good, yeah. Less direct but more deep. In the era of modern art, there has been a shift from traditional techniques to focus on the artists and their ideas. While some may argue that this shift has led to the decline in the value of traditional skills and craftsmanship, others see it as an evolution of art. Art, after all, is not just about the beauty of the artwork, but also about the ideas and emotions it evokes. The emphasis on presentation and spectacle in modern art may be seen as the way for artists to express themselves and challenge the status quo. Perhaps the true value of modern art lies in the ability to provoke thought. Yeah, but now it's not from a critical angle. So let's combine these. Criticizing modern art while still being less preachy and more philosophical, less deep, and we also need more words. Nice all caps. The evolution of art over the centuries has led to a shift in focus from the artwork to the artist and their ideas. While some may see this as an evolution of art, others will view this as a... Oh my goodness, it's going for the ultra long text again. So let's stop that. Make it 200 words. Art has always been a medium of expressing ideas, emotions, and experiences. However, the evolution of art over the centuries has led to a shift in focus from the artwork to the artist and their ideas. This shift has given a rise to modern art, which... Why is it still going? I want 200 words! Okay. This can't be. Come on. It's already at 300. For goodness sake. Haha, yeah, the easy gin and vodka cocktails. Yeah, you caught me. Yeah, I live in Germany and I recently celebrated my 16th birthday. So every German will know what that means. Abstract and open-ended way. Okay, so it can't count words. Oh my goodness. Okay, the best one so far was this one. So I'll use this as a base and then make the following text less preachy and more open-ended. Also make it just a bit longer. So now yeah, now it's going for a crazy long... Why? It's just a bit longer. Okay, I'll copy this and say keep it the same length. I'm sorry guys, this is taking too long. Usually this works better, but I guess it is the forfeit effect. And it's going for the insanely long text. Okay. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see how it works. How much more is there? Oh, that's already Lorem Ipsum. And we're starting Lorem Ipsum right here. So let's expand. Medium, medium, medium. What? Now I'm confused again. Anyway, let's just try another text box like this. 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 Type area. 4 columns. Boom. Okay, this might work. This might be perfect. Maybe it's a bit much. Make it shorter. Now it either gives me like 1 paragraph or 3. For crying out loud. You can use the eyedropper tool. You just hit the I key on the keyboard and click the text. Write the T there and under the R letter. Under the... Oh, okay. Now I get it. Yes. I'll play around with that at the very end. But yeah, I might try to get a more vertical configuration. Anyway, let's try this again. Make the following text. Come on, this time. Maybe if we just give it a text, it'll work. It did nothing. Wait, hang on. Did it make it longer? Surely not, right? 212? Okay, that's pretty good. It made it longer! This is so stupid. Okay, I'm giving up. I'll do the copy later. For now, we have something. Yes, I made my own website. I use a tool called Webflow. In any case, we now have some copy. So now what kind of details we put up here? Do you use our logo bar, or is that kind of stupid? Yeah, Webflow. Right, what do I put here? So these controversial view of modern art is not the view of the author, the designer of this poster. Although it is. But in this time of controversy and cancel culture, you literally have to prepare yourself for anything and everything. Is it expensive? You can do it for free, but hosting costs, I think, $16 a month. Might be too copy heavy. Probably too copy heavy. We have to break this up a bit. Make it a tad bit bigger. We have to add some kind of line breaks. To make this... These are just random because I'm going to be changing the copy anyway at some point. So let's do another one. Maybe, yeah. Just to give it a bit more texture. Also, hyphenation should be turned off. Smart approach in the disclaimer. Yeah. Yeah. The societal norms have driven us to have to do these crazy things. Ein Collab. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wer du bist. Aber weiß nicht. Ich habe kommt drauf an für was, ne? Aber gerne. Schickt mir mal eine E-Mail. Oder so. The SCE. Well. Let us say I have big plans. But the SCE stands for Seek Creative Ecstasy. Anyway, I think we need some kind of additional hierarchical thing here. At the moment, this is just too dry. Very slightly. So... maybe make this a bit more compact. An einem Poster. Ja, können wir machen. Muss halt nur gucken, wie das in meinen Zeitplan reinpasst. Und ja. Wie gesagt, schreibe eine E-Mail, dann passt das. Oh, I'm saying yes. But write me an email and we'll talk more. So maybe make this just a tad bit smaller. This is good. I like the bar here. I might make a subhead, but I'll fix it to the column here. I did kind of enjoy the 3-column design more. And as this is not following a set column structure, I think we'll get away with it. Obviously the line breaks are now terrible. I'll just remove a line from down here. Perfect. Very nice. I don't like this that much though. I might just go for like a half break. And to add a bit more variety, why don't we try to do... Let's get rid of all this stuff. Just the letter A. Scale that up. Hang on, is this a feature? No columns. Where could I post the design and ask for feedback? Interesting. I don't know. Post it on your social media and send me the link. And then I might review it in the next stream. So I think this is an option, text wrap. Make, ooh, perfect. This is perfect. 2-story. Can I not determine the height of this? I can. Perfect. They're not options, text wrap options. 0 offset. Why does it have offset? Text wrap options. No inversion. 0. Hang on, maybe I'm making this the wrong way. I am. So let's try this. Good. Huh? Okay, now I'm confused. Now I'm very confused. Come on. Where would I suggest learning typographical skills hierarchy? Tough question. I would say learn by doing. I've read some good books like Grid and Raster Systems, which is all about typography, grid systems, hierarchy. Also videos by Chris Do. He does these live streams, or did do these live streams from the future, the YouTube channel, where he critiques posters. He talks a lot about hierarchy, and you can watch those. There's like dozens of hours of content. Okay, something is stupid. Yeah, exactly. You can just YouTube. I learned everything from YouTube, from the internet, from some books. It's all there. Now this works. Now text wrap options. 0. Now it doesn't work. Okay. This is so stupid. Maybe invert. Maybe more. Wait. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. There we go. 0 offset. Now we remove the R, the A, and we have a little bit of a starting letter. Get a bit of buffer. Budge that down. Perfect. This is looking good. Make sure this is the same color, although it doesn't matter. What subheading should I put here is a good question. Make sure that we have a bit more gutter here. I think 50 pixels. With the amount of, might be 40. There we go. That'll work. Yeah. It's Especially with, you can learn anything online. Literally anything, everything. Degrees, and especially in graphic design, university degrees are counting for less and less every day. That might be a bad thing for some people, but for a lot of people, if you have enough work to back up, self-taught is fine. The definition of art, that's good. I'll take it. Might be a tad bit long. It is a tad bit too long. How about art defined? That's good. Hierarchically, it should be a bit smaller. For getting clients. Well, it's a tough one. Probably the most asked question ever in graphic design. It is just, I would say it's just doing work as much as possible and getting it as far out into the internet as possible. Instagram, you know, like the bigger the following, the more likely it is that a client will find you. Yeah, you basically have to be an influencer if you want to be a designer, or you go to some kind of you go to some kind of design job at a big firm and you meet people there and get connected to clients. Those are pretty much the only two options. So art defined. Or since there is already art there, how about like a really dry title? Defined. It might be too airy. Ooh. Death. The death of art. How about that? Hierarchically, this looks like garbage. So that's not good. Sorry for the black screen, but it's always what happens when I go into this preview mode. Yeah, I would suggest trying to avoid Upwork and Fiverr and all these sites. They are literally a doom sentence for you. Yeah, if you go on there, you're the only thing you're competing on is price and not skill. And if you're competing on price, then you're already fucked, because there's always going to be some person that's going to be able to do it cheaper and faster. And switch art and the subheading around. Yeah, that's not going to work at all, unfortunately. The reason this doesn't work is because there's no breathing room, and there's one large thing, there's another medium-sized thing, and then a block of small things. The margin to the bottom paragraphs are different on all of these. They're all of different hierarchy. There's no consistency. There's no consistency in the spacing of them left to right. There's no consistency in spacing of top to bottom. There's no visual consistency. There's no hierarchical consistency. So it's basically trash. One thing you can do is we chop the paragraph and we try and pull this down here. And then we obviously have the hierarchical doom, which is this. So I'm going to delete that. Art. Death of art. That's already better. But now we have another problem, which is there's simply not enough vertical space to support that idea, which may be due to the fact that this entire frame construction is not optically centered at all. Whoops. So I'm going to try and compensate for that. Where are the guides? View guides. Block guides. Because there's so much empty space here, the top, whereas here it's immediately limiting on this text and there's a lot of weight down here. This is optically too far down. So we have to compensate for this. 3 might be enough. Sorry for the black screen. Just give me a second. It will render right in. And here we go. Yeah. Already better. The subhead might have to go smaller. And instead of all caps, we can go for a standard subhead, which should also increase the contrast between these two things a bit more. Make it a bit smaller. Maybe make it bold. Even more contrast. Beautiful. Already looking much better. Tighten this up. That is already looking fabulous. Now we need something, just some tiny little thing here. And I don't know where, I don't know what, I don't know how, but something. Maybe up here. That might work. Maybe 30. Maybe take these elements, make them a bit smaller. We'll take the whole center block, move it up a tap. We'll take this construction, move it up. This needs to be adjusted to the grid anyway. Whoa. Perfect. Visually, it needs to go lower. Perfect. Moderators. Yeah, I haven't really researched that. I mean, sure, but I don't really get what that would change. I suppose you would have a bright username and are allowed to send links or something like that. I might do that next stream. So, this is already starting to look better. So again, hierarchically, let me explain some of my design choices. It's very easy. This subhead has to be closer to the paragraph, because this is hierarchically, this is a grouping and not these two, even if the space is equal, which some people may think would be better. It's not. At the same time, it can't be too close, otherwise it will feel wrong. Yeah. So, we're very, very close to moving into Photoshop, where the real magic is gonna happen. Sorry for the constant black screens, by the way. That's just me popping into the preview, the presentation mode in Illustrator, and having just a look at the clean poster. So, I shouldn't do that. You don't want to see a black screen. Right. We need some tiny hierarchically, visually, we need a small text element in the middle here somewhere. How about something just like this? Yes. But it needs to be visually the same height as this, so somewhere in this area. Yeah, that's good. Maybe just bump this up a notch. Yes. No. Yeah, MetaLink. This is one of my favorite parts. Like these tiny little problem solving bits and pieces where you literally spend hours on hierarchy and visual kind of alignment. But that's where the actual skill, that's not where skill, but where experience comes in, because you really need to train your eye to be able to notice these kinds of things and understand the problem solving process behind them. Yeah, so it's great to know that you enjoy this. Art. Okay, that's something. And then again, it feels weird. Let me try aligning it with the bottom of this. Might feel even weirder. So this doesn't work at all. How about we have a single paragraph and then we have another double paragraph? I always have the black screen reflex. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be going into presentation mode that often. Okay, so I'm doing it again. It's so ingrained in my hand movement. Okay. The death of art, then have a tiny little paragraph. Is another subhead? Is it something? I don't know. How about not a subhead, but not a heading, but a real subheading? Could be something. Actually, hang on. Subhead, just for now. We'll switch to this text style, make it bulked. Like a proper subheading like this. Maybe like this. That's an idea. Yeah, same. The dopamine cycle is one of the things that makes creating something or making something in general so rewarding. Because you do something really small, it looks like shit, then you do something even smaller, and suddenly it works and everything looks perfect. And that little dopamine kick is what you hunt essentially when you're making something. I don't remember the official shortcut. I've set mine to something really fast and easy, but I think it's view. Show print presentation mode. Where's presentation mode? Rotate view. I'm not sure. Screen mode. Full screen mode. Here, presentation mode. I have shift control and then the inward arrow. That's like right where my hand is for control Z and stuff. But it might be different for you. Maybe some pattern in the middle. That's a good idea. Yeah, exactly. It's the tiny stuff that makes it. So I don't know about the subhead. I don't know. Man, I wish I could go into presentation mode. This is pissing me off. Okay. Some pattern. Yeah, it's not. I have to do it. Okay, let me wait a bit for this to render in. I have to have something there, although it's not entirely necessary. It would definitely lend itself. Because right now you have left, right. That's balanced. And you have the center gap, which it just feels weird. The subhead doesn't really change it that much because it's more on the bottom side. It definitely probably needs to have something in the top area balanced to balance that out. Let me look at my sketch. Let's reference this. So in the original sketch, I didn't have the art heading at all, which I do like though, simply because it's contrast, and contrast is always important. And I have a little detail text left. Yeah, the art in the circle is it's very rough at the moment. All of this will be, the entire frame setup will be perfected in Photoshop, made perfectly square and all that, so that it works properly. But regardless, let's try some more stuff. So maybe if we stick with the hierarchy, or hierarchically stick with the large heading, and simply make some kind of symbol, something. I still have the text version. Make sure that's scaled to the same thing. Now if we just put some symbol, what kind of symbol? Copyright. I can copyright the word art. The Swiss design symbol, Swiss flag, whatever. That's an idea, but maybe just something completely random. Sometimes it doesn't have to have any meaning at all. Okay, what is going on? Why can't I see it? Hello? Am I stupid? Where is the... Okay. Sometimes it doesn't have to make sense, guys. Very slightly too big. See? Sometimes it's the tiny, tiny little things. Yeah, the off-center, yes, agreed. But if we add something that is on the same level of hierarchy as the art, then it's gonna be considered as one element and take the space of 2 columns, which is going to make it feel like it's an off-center layout and that it isn't a graphical error. Then again, if we were to use another element that isn't on the same hierarchy, then that would be true, the off-center part. Ah, the presentation mode, for crying out loud. I wish this would work. Make sure that this is somewhat on the same, maybe a bit smaller. Ah, my goodness, the reflex, it's too powerful. Suppose this works. Yeah, I do get it, but the problem is this does not work for obvious reasons. So I think I'll just compensate by just putting something here. Maybe trying to figure out if there is a different element that might work better. Maybe the long bar. Or maybe something that is somewhat logical. Maybe the super long bar. I don't know. Or maybe just some dots. That's a bit more texture, a bit more visual interest. Maybe some dots followed by a line. That's not on the same level. Maybe some dots followed by a round dot. No. Maybe a medium bar and shorter bars after. Some elongated. Okay, maybe this. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's an idea. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do the presentation mode. That's visually too much. It needs to be a small element. But then again, there is the power of stretching typography. They're also not the same thickness. At this point, why don't we just use vectors? There's no reason not to. So let me grab something like this. Something like this. Yeah. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Might still be too much. More contrast. Okay, this is good. Let's see the presentation mode. Still too much. Still too much. It really is only supposed to be a tiny little element at the end of the day. And if it is too thick in any way... guys, I'm so sorry for the black screen. It really annoys me. Let me try to render this so you guys can have a good look. Yeah, so I think this is good actually. I do like this. Sometimes it doesn't have to make sense. That's a good mindset. I'll just try and even out this. Make these just a bit more spaced out. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Well, in this case, I'll have one last short little stab. At 100 words. Something went wrong. Brilliant. So let's try this again. I'm giving it one last shot. Wish me luck. If this fails, I'm gonna do this afterwards. And proceed with the broken typography. Modern art is often accused of neglecting traditional skills and techniques, prioritizing the art's ideas over beauty and meaning. Critics argue that contemporary art values shock value and spectacle over values shock value. That's an interesting phrasing. and spectacle over substance. Despite these criticisms, modern art presents fresh perspectives and challenges traditional norms, urging us to consider our place in the world more deeply. While the value of art is subjective to essentially approach modern art with... Yeah, but it's pro-modern art. My spelling is excellent. I love it. Do you guys know that in my most popular reel, I spelled designer wrong? 2.5 million people saw this reel and I spelled designer wrong. Now make it 100 words. Beautiful. And this is probably going to be less than 100. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. Holy shit. Now I'm going to use some sneaky, sleazy tactics to get this up to length. Oh, watch me break every design rule in the book at once. And we have a perfect result. Yeah. My spelling is my greatest weakness. It's a tragedy. So, guys, I think we finally made it. You stuck with me long enough. It's time for Photoshop. The most interesting part for non-designers begins now. So, we'll start off with warm black. Never use true black. Start off with a warm black, something like this. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, there we go, that works. So, simple base color. Now, to the vectors. I'll take away this. Now I'll take a box, a rectangle, and I'll set it to have a clear border and a clear background. So I'm gonna select individually, starting off with all the detailed stuff, the small stuff. And I'm gonna make sure to select the boundary box as well. Now I'm gonna switch over to Photoshop, and I can simply paste this. If I copy it, I can paste it as a smart object, and it will land in exactly the right space. And at this point, I'm going to probably upscale this image to a size that would work. Hang on. Because I am planning on printing these, so these must be of a really nice high resolution. Something like this would do. And here we go. So now you have the detailed text imported. And now we're going to do exactly the same thing, but for the big stuff. Perfect. Now I have everything in the exact same spot as an Illustrator, and I've just noticed I'm stupid. Isn't that fun when stuff like that happens? Isn't that just fabulous? Completely mistook that margin. Now we're good to go. Here as well. Now I have to adjust this. Oh. So, now that we have adjusted for inflation, we have to repeat the process. This I'm going to make it easier for myself though. Now I'll grab this. Perfect. Now I've adjusted for my stupidity. And we can go into the frame parts. Oh, yay. So, start off with this big boy, which I'm going to use as the base color. Now I'm just going to eyeball this, if I'm being honest. At the end of the day, it is all about the visual. About how visually aligned things are. Optically. Mathematical alignment is useless. Obviously, a lot of times, something that's mathematically aligned will also be optically aligned. But you can never guarantee it. So, let's actually apply a camera raw filter to this and try and save it a bit. If you want to make low quality images just a tad bit better, super simple editing techniques, and the camera raw thing will work fine. In this case, just gonna boost the contrast, the sharpening, and I'm going to go into effect and grain. This will make it seem like I'm adding detail to otherwise blurry shapes. See that? And you'll automatically think that I'm just gonna add some basic stuff, and automatically this looks much more high res. Beautiful. I mean, look at this already. The contrast and the impact of that frame is fantastic, although the color of the typography isn't very good. Going to try and get something that's just a bit better. How about this? Yeah, for this I'm thinking we have to go with something that's a bit more yellow, less saturated. Yeah, something like that's good. Also, see how this text kind of loses its weight going from Photoshop to Illustrator? We'll adjust that later. And then we have some weird bright white spots, which kind of irritates me. So I'm gonna have to duplicate this, remove the filter, rasterize the layer, grab my patch tool, make this a size that is workable. Hardness. Perfect. Other than that, I think this one is good to go. Very nice. Now let's get the second image, which was, I think, this one. Yeah. Now we'll add the same effect. Convert to smart object. And we can delete the original. There we go. Now we have the second frame. I'm going to try to position as precisely as possible. Actually, hang on. I'm going to want to grab the original from this and not the clip version. So then I'm going to do some super simple masking. Ooh, the quality of this really yeah. Where do we get that one from? Goodness, now I have to go into my history. Image downloader. I don't remember. I'm quite sure it was Pexels.
And unfortunately, I've been told that I can't substantiate this rumor, but a radio station in Los Angeles has already passed out a memo
I might be wrong.
disc jockey saying not to play the song.
It might be PNG tree. Yeah, probably. Now I'm gonna have to search for this image. Great. Oh my goodness. Hang on, this wasn't PNG tree. No, this was Pexels. Pexels or Unsplash. Actually, it might have been mom. Pics need to be 300 DPI. Obviously it's preferable, right? But I mean, there's no rule that says pics have to be 300 DPI. This is at 300 DPI and at 2000, something like 3000 by 4000, and I'm zooming in like right down to the last pixel, and this is sharp enough. So just import it and see if it works. You can upscale images, you can make images look sharper and more detailed and all of that good stuff. Do whatever works best for you. What's from FreePic? FreePic. Oh, yeah. Right, FreePic, of course. Stupid signing in. Oh, why? Golden, no, golden picture frame. Oops. Oh yeah, it was Pexels, definitely. This one. Just have to find the same image. Perfect. Re-download. That's why it was so low res, because I only copied it. Perfect. See, yeah, this is razor sharp. No problem. Make sure we're cutting this out properly. go. Simple as that. Make selection. Mask. We're done. Now comes the tricky part. Stretching or no stretching. I think at this scale, it's gonna be hard pressed to notice it. Probably also something that the design school is going to hate. Stretching images. What kind of a person is he? So then we have to edit, transform, skew. Come on. Very slightly. Just skewing. Perfect. Obviously, this doesn't match at all so far. Now we're going to use some sneaky methods. Hue and saturation. Colorize. We'll make this a nice rich gold. And we'll apply this only to this image. And we'll play around with the values here. And then we'll apply a camera raw filter. Because so far this is brass coppery, meaning we need to boost exposure, boost the contrast, boost the highlights, boost the texture as well, boost the clarity. Boost the whites. Go into the curve, boost the midtones, slightly boost the shadow areas. Hit OK. Boom, already looking much better. Although the blacks are very deep in the other image. So the real true blacks, we want to deepen those. At the very bottom. That's good. Boost the luminance. Make this more yellow. Getting closer. Oh yes, obviously we have to add the obligatory grain and detail. Ooh, see? Much better. Bit more coppery. And needs more highlights, more brightness. It's weird. It needs to be more yellow. Problem is we're also going to be raising the shadows. I think that'll work. I'll apply a general edit to all the images to homogenize them a bit better at the very end. But for now, this will do. Next image. Is it already the last? No, it's not. It's not. This one. Oh, hang on. This one was. Oh, this one was from the shop, right? Yeah, I believe this is the high-res version already. Oh. And here we can apply just a really easy masking method, which is select color range, shadows, fuzziness low, and range. We only want to select whites. Actually, no, we want to select highlights. My bad. Actually, this is stupid. Sorry. The best method to do this is the magic wand, which is not on my bloody toolbar. Why is that so? Now I've changed the view. That's great. Come on, what's going on here? Why is tab not getting me into the bloody view? Thank you. Now I have to find the magic wand, which is gone. Why is my magic wand not here? This is annoying me. Is it in the selection method? Is it in the lasso? Is it in the... Oh, come on. Is it just W? Magic wand? Oh well, I suppose we'll do this the old-fashioned way, after all. One last try. Oh my goodness, even the select subject doesn't work. This is so stupid. The fact that I'm pen tooling... Nah, I won't go so low. I will not go so low. Where can I edit this bloody toolbar? Like, I should be able to just pop in, right? No, here I can. This is possible. Ah, magic wand, finally. Thank you. My goodness. That was a hard birth. There we go, finally. Same again. Some highly illegal techniques. But we want to go to a square format. So I'm going to have to do some general changes here. So, yep. Now some skewing. So we can match this perfectly. Whoa. Okay. Match. My goodness, I'm dumb. I escaped out of the transform. That's perfect. That's just perfect. This one will probably be one of the toughest to edit to get the right color, because it's so much darker. but we'll manage. Skew. Perfect. Now we have to do some color adjustments again. Let's try if that works. Almost an instant success. Ooh, very close there with the same filters. Probably perfect. Yep, that'll work. I want to try just putting one over top of everything. If we group all of these. That's good, that's very good. A bit more coppery gold. Yes, now set this to a lower opacity. It's already very homogeneous. Great. Very good, very good, good. Now I'm going to take the top two images. Just going to go like this. Scale them down a bit so that we're kind of going more towards a square format. Wow. Why is this not connected? There we go. Actually, I'll do this with all of them. Ooh, so sneaky. That's no problem, Damien. You can watch it back. I'll put it on YouTube on my channel. Great to have you here. Maybe next time I'll make you a moderator. Thank you. This is looking great. Thank you very much. So far, I'm lacking contrast though. Boost this. And I'll also do something which is going to be blending options. Outer glow. Color white. Opacity. Rain high. Oh, see that? How that instantly boosted everything? Yes. So if we put the size to 1, opacity down, we'll get this really nice rough around the edges texture. Kind of a bit of bleed. Which is going to slightly thicken up everything. And it's also going to make all the typography pop just a little bit more. And we designers know that we're always looking for that pop. That little bit of extra pop. And I'm also noticing something very stupid. which is optically wrong. But I'm gonna fix that later. So, last frame. Last frame. This is a PNG and it is already at the highest quality. So let's stack that on top. Ooh, this is actually a really large image. Wow. And then we'll do some adjusting. And some skewing. Can I not like, this is weird. Oh my goodness, I escaped again. Got to be joking me, come on. Okay, let's go again. Why this over displacement? Why this over displacement? Well, because it's fundamentally different to a displacement map. A displacement map will take the existing shape and simply kind of bend it and squish it and pull it to create uneven edges. You can't alter the opacity of a displacement map, and you can't really easily change the size, and you can't get the same result. Although I use displacement maps as well, but I stack this with the bleed, with the outer glow. And this way, also the text kind of thickens up a bit, which is not the case with a displacement map. So, let's get this image sorted out once and for all. I just need to skew this to match. Hang on. Why can I not distort it? It's weird. Here we go. So, I mean, while I'm doing these kind of mundane things, if there's anything you'd like to know, I'm open to doing a Q&A at any time, whatever it is. Even warp is disabled. Whoa. Okay, finally. Transform. Let's just use skew then. It'll work. Just fine. Perfect. Now we'll add the same camera raw filter, although it might not need to be as powerful on this one. So let me just dial all these back a bit. Yep, that's nice. And there it is. The homogeneous frame. If I undo some of my steps here to the point where we are at the same stage, What is this? Then you can see how much better we've managed to make it look in Illustrator versus Photoshop. Big difference. Beautiful. It's not really preference. How do I explain this? Well, first of all, it's the variety. It's much easier to change this than it is a displacement map. So where's this? What? Where's the... Oh yeah, it's the blending option. So... Oh no, hang on. I converted this to a smart object. My point is, you can vary the size, the opacity, the amount of grain, the color, just super easily. Whereas the displacement map only changes the edges to make them rougher. And this kind of allows for much more, you know, variety. But I would always suggest doing both. I'm probably going to add a displacement to this as well. I'm actually going to add it right now to explain what I mean. Distort displace. Make sure that's really small, 2 pixels. My displacement maps. Okay, maybe that's too small. See, this is an extreme example, but a displacement map will pull and kind of manipulate the edges, whereas the outer glow will actually target. Will actually just add to the image. With a displacement map, if you do it this way, you'll see it'll kind of take pixels and put them somewhere else, and this looks great, but you don't have the variety and you don't really have the bleed. It's just kind of fuzzing it up. Yeah, exactly. More freedom to manipulate and just generally easier to work with. But a bit of displacement is always good. So yeah, we're almost done here. Almost done. I actually want to boost this just a tad bit more. Not a drop shadow. Outer glow. So I'm not even gonna add an actual outer glow, but just adding it like this will already thicken it up like a ton. Question is, how much do you want that? It thickens up the thicken upping. I kind of want to only highlight this. So I'm going to, no, actually, yeah. I don't want it to be that much. So exactly, so I can go in and I can just like tap down the opacity by a couple of notches and you have a more subtle effect, and that's just much easier. So we now have this. So let me very quickly grab some canvas texture. I actually had one. I don't know if I still have it. This, as is, might work. But it will definitely have to be a layer above. I still want to do it. By hand. Just gonna do Make sure this is perfect. And I'm going to add a new layer. Make it a solid color. And boom. Now, I can grab a canvas texture. Let's take this one. And simply clip it. That's great. A bit more detailed. Fabulous. Let's adjust the color. Be nice and warm, a warm white. Great. Now we have our base. Now comes the part where I'm still debating on what to put in here. Do I do a hand-drawn art? The word? Do I put some kind of cringe meme content in there? Or do I bring out the drawing tablet and have a go? I think the last option. Oh, it's dusty. Very occasionally I will use a drawing tablet to do digital art. I used to do quite a bit of digital art. I actually had a YouTube video of a time lapse of one. And I took it down because I was 12 years old and I had the voice of a baby. Leave it empty, honestly? Do you think? Yeah, I don't think I really have anything here, except I guess I could show you the YouTube video without the sound. Let me find it. It's unlisted, thank God. Ah, here we go. Oops. Make sure this is muted. Look at this, my logo animation. So yeah, this is a bit of a stuff I was doing with 12. Goodness gracious, this is bad. Look at the cool edits. Oh my god. Enough of that. Yeah, art. Yeah, but the message is kind of modern art sucks. Or that it's worthless, and a blank canvas, yeah, I suppose it leaves it open for interpretation. The edit, yeah. I was actually planning on doing the whole YouTube thing, like all the way. I was like, yeah, I'll upload regularly one or two times a week. That was the only video I ever posted. The only serious one, I should say. Empty equals worthless. Agreed. You know what? I'll definitely consider it as the alternative if all my other options fail. Or actually only if the one option fails, which I'm going to try now. I have my drawing tablet set up. Make sure we have a lovely brush selected. You get why you get where I'm going at here? Okay. Final call. This or a blank canvas? I will, I think, leave it up for the very final time. Now, the thing that I have received the most questions about ever, probably. Paper texture. And... can I show the two side by side? Not really. I can show it off and on. That should give you an idea, hopefully. So, texture. File, place embedded. I only use one single paper texture in all my projects. Blank canvas, empty. Okay, it is going to be empty. Personal projects, assets, textures, paper textures. Too playful compared to the rest of the ridiculing someone. Yeah, but I suppose it is supposed to make fun of modern art, which is all about the huge gold frame and the worthless kind of thing, and that little hand-drawn stuff is supposed to mimic the kind of useless stuff that doesn't require any craft or anything. But I suppose, yeah, it might be better to leave it blank. So how do I texture my stuff? A single paper texture, which I'm going to place right above my background. And if we now set this to multiply, actually not multiply, screen. Or I usually just kind of skip through these blend modes until I find something that works. Probably gonna be just screen with a low opacity. Oh, no. Hang on, let me try something. Okay. Perfect. Now we have a nice paper texture background. Make sure it's somewhat similar to the original color. What on earth? Oh. What the heck's going on here? There we go. So, now I deleted the luminosity one. Stupid. Okay. Thank you. Yep, color is pretty similar. Maybe take the luminosity one up. Just a tad. Where is it? Just a bit. There we go. Now we have some nice paper texture. Now I'm going to take this, bring it above everything else. I'm actually going to give it a hue and saturation of 0 saturation. And set it to screen. And then take the opacity down. Something super minimal. Actually, might be overlay better. And then I'll just duplicate that and do a screen run as well. Super low. And now I'm going to individually texture the text as well. Bring it right here. Why can't I not clip it? There we go. Darken. Ooh, see? Works instantly. Now this has the texture as well. Let's boost the screen one. Like this, and then maybe remove the background one just a bit. This is looking good. Almost all set. Now we're losing a bit of the pop here. Push that a bit. Oh, I almost forgot to texture the large thing. Good that I spotted this. Just copy over this. And this. And now I can go into the outer glow again and then just pump the size. And the opacity. And the range. To get something I like. And then take the displacement up a notch. No, the displacement maps. Yeah, perfect. Art. Yep, nice. Nice and subtle. Maybe this is a tad bit too much. Perfect. So, we are almost ready. I'll do some very subtle color adjustments. to the global opacity of this. Ooh, yeah, that's much, much better. Yes. Nice and dull. Maybe not too much. Then maybe lift the beige. Yeah, that works. Then we want to make sure that this lines up. Looks great, thank you very much. Make a drop shadow behind the frame. Make it 100% saturation, I dare you. Wait, whoops, that's the wrong saturation. This one. This is... Yeah, there you go. That's ugly. Oof. Perfect. So, drop shadow. For that, I'm really quickly going to take the group and the transforms, duplicate it, convert it to a smart object. Ooh, hang on. Rasterize layers. Convert to smart object. What happens here? Hang on. Something weird happens where this breaks. Merge group. Still the weird thing happens. That's weird. Interesting. Why does the merging of the group and the converting to a smart object make such a massive difference? That is so weird. That's weird. Anyway, might just try to do this. Actually, doesn't really matter. We can add this in a different way. And we can. We can. And we'll group it to the bottom. Like this. We rasterize it to make it a bit lighter. Now, effect. You can go into here. Drop shadow. Size. Nice and big. Opacity nice and big. Add some noise. Color. Where's the light coming from? It's probably coming. Yeah, it's coming top left. Nice spread. Distance. Size. Subtlety is key. Okay. Thank you for that tip. That is amazing. Hi, Lambo. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm almost done here. We designed this poster today. Okay, subtlety is key. It needs to be more subtle. Distance. So yeah, that's good. It needs to be a bit more distant. Bit less spread. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so now it is time for the last and final choice. Art or not art? That is to say, this or this. To be honest, I'm probably preferring this at the moment. Just because it's a bit more obvious what my intention was. Yeah, even with like terrible kerning. Whoa. Empty canvas, I don't know, man. I think, yeah, it's hard. Suppose the empty canvas leaves more room for interpretation, but then again, the message is maybe just gonna go missing if there's not this in the middle. Now we have people saying art, some people saying empty canvas, another person liking it in the middle. Hand-drawn text draws more attention. Ooh, now we're tending back to the hand-drawn text. To be honest, I think I'm gonna go with this. My intuition is too powerful. Yeah, exactly. Empty knows better if you already know what the poster's about. I agree. I mean, it's very clean with all the modernist typography going on. But at the end of the day, the message is also important. So I think that will have to come first. Go a bit deeper here. Yeah. We're almost done here. I'm going to do some minor adjustments. For instance, I want to boost the top text just a tiny little bit. So I'm going to add a mask and double that so that that's more oomph. Yep. Slightly less. Perfect. The text you mean the text in the middle? It is overlay, I think. Hang on, let me check. Yeah, it's multiply 75. Like this, maybe. Yeah. A bit less, maybe. Okay. We are almost done. One last thing I like to do. Control, Shift, Alt, E. Will generate a layer of the entire project above everything. Which, for some reason, does some kind of bullshit with the frame. I don't get it. I don't get why the color management would change that drastically. But I suppose we can do the edit now. I'll scale this up. First, I'll convert all displacement maps and outer glow layers into smart objects. Because that way they'll scale with the canvas size. Don't think I've missed anything. No. Now I'm going to go image size. And bring this up to a lovely size of 4,800 by 6,000. Add 300 DPI. Ooh, tough question there. When I'm gonna plan to premiere what I have planned for SCE for REZTOKIA. I got a couple of larger client commissions recently, so those are gonna take priority, and the project is rather enormous. So probably not for a couple of months, to be honest. The first stage will go live soon, but it's not really the real SCE. So yeah, hard to tell. I suppose you'll have to be patient. So now, Control, Shift Alt E, create a duplicate layer. Then again, I have no idea what is going on with that frame. But we'll fix it. Now we'll filter camera raw, make sure this is a smart object. Filter, camera raw filter. Now, my goal, I just pop just a bit more. The color mixer as well. Take the yellows more towards this kind of color, the oranges more toward the yellows. We find just a balance here. Perfect. Now basic. Like this. We lift the black point just a tad. Now I'm gonna do some fine detail stuff. If we zoom in really close, we'll see this. He'll just slightly crank the sharpening. And we'll add just enough grain for the pixels to start registering. Right about here, and I'll actually decrease. Sure the blacks stay low. Now this will just add just a tiny little bit of fine detail. Nothing that's really ever gonna register, but enough. Before, after. To be honest, I still like this frame better than the before. So I'll just drag this above. Hard to say. It's Neue Haas Grotesque, the font in the bottom stuff here. To be honest, I have to go in here and make this a bit different. Yeah, that's much better. Perfect. Well, that's done. Now I export first. And we'll call this art. Oh, you can't use quotations. Well, in that case. How can I afford Creative Cloud or Photoshop in general? If you're a student, you can get the whole Creative Cloud for 20 bucks a month. And I think that's a very fair price. Yes, so now I'm going to export this again. This time in the Creative Friday folder. This will go live on the 14th. Art. And we'll save this. Art-poster. And now we're going to export as and get this to the Instagram resolution of 1080 by 1350. Perfect. And we'll export this to the final folder of this week's poster. And finally, I'm going to take the image size down to something that my poor computer will handle, which is going to be 1920 by 2400. And we're going to save this. As art poster. While that saves, we'll save this. As art dash poster. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have been live for 3 hours and 40 minutes. That is crazy. What? All right, 6, 7, 8. No way. Well, one thing these streams do is they definitely force me to stay concentrated and focused, because normally I do not work 3 hours. I do focus sprints, so an hour, 20-minute break. So probably it's going to be something I'll do in the future just to get stuff done. And because You guys had some really good insights. He just came. No problem, man. I'll upload the stream on YouTube. It'll be available as a video, 3 hours and 40 minutes. Let's see where we started off. Go through what we did one last time. This was the sketch that we started off with. Right here. And this is the final poster. Yeah. First we blocked out the content to get an idea of the design. Then we roughed it out with random images to get the full view, the vector finalization and layout in this step, and then the homogenization and mixing in Photoshop. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. And yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube. You can watch it. I'll probably do more of these.